So very good morning to you, back again this bright sunny morning. Second test ride today, and this is for a red and black Titan, due to go out in the next couple of days to a customer, and just for his purposes we are doing a ride test on this one. So yet again another little Lexmoto Titan 125. We have got a lot of these all going out over the next 2 weeks. We've got 10 of these going out, next 10 on order, and coming in on the back brake first, combined braking, stopping very efficiently. This has been all checked over, all the levers are in the right position, all the instrumentation is good, everything works, and we will be showing the customer around this when we do the handover on the bike, obviously to check everything is all correct and functioning correctly. Mirrors nice and wide on these, as we said on previous Titans. The mirrors on these are absolutely exceptional, loads of rear view on those mirrors. And we're going to switch the route up, so one bit of dual carriageway and then I'm going to take it urban, because obviously we have done, the last video was dual carriageway. This one we're going to switch up and go urban, just to alter my route around a little bit. So currently sitting 43 mile an hour, just to ease it back a little bit. As with all ride tests, round about the 40 mark, maximum of about 42, 43, but normally within about that 40 mile an hour average, just varying the throttle slightly backwards and forwards, which we normally do. We normally sit around about 40, but I do tend to vary the throttle response on these. And as customers have said, why 40 mile an hour? For the running purposes, that is what it's for. Obviously if it's a geared bike, we go through the box as quick as we can, nice low revs, get it up to top end, and then just get the revs up. The last thing you want to be doing is revving the pants off that bike through every gear, because it has got in the handbook a maximum rev range to use. So they normally say about 4,000, some of the bikes 3 to 5,000, so it obviously depends. We tend to change up very quickly, go through the box as quick as we can, get it up, sit it around the 40-45 mark, no more than 43 normally, but that could be 3,000 revs, it could be 4, it could be 5, depending on what model of bike it is. But as long as it's around about the same miles per hour, which is your running mileage, that is what you need to do. So if it's a manual bike, go through the gears as quick as you can, don't over rev that bike. The last thing you want to be doing first gear is climbing that bike to about 6,000 RPM. You want to keep your revs as low as you can, work through the box, and then get your RPMs up when you hit top gear. That is the correct way to do it. So ignore where everyone else says, oh absolutely ram it through the gearbox, get your revs up in every gear. No, through the gearbox nice and gentle and build your revs up in top gear. That way you're protecting the engine. The last thing you want to be doing is over revving that bike, which is what it states in the handover document. No unnecessary revving, so no rev bottoms, leave them to me with the big bikes. But just for the ride test purposes, obviously for this customer, this is going out to Enrico, and you can just see his bike being ridden, and just to show the handling performance of this bike. So normal full ride test we do. I've just done the back brake, coming off of the dual carriageway here in a second. 2 quick shoulder checks. Thank you very much for that. No indicator, and last minute cut-in, and that is what situational awareness is all about. So just coming into the roundabout, just banking it over nice and gentle, just to scuff these tyres in, and yellow lights, so we're going to do a nice big front brake. There we go, and it stops absolutely perfectly on that one. So quick look down at the dash, we are currently 6 in and full tank of fuel, no lights on. And we're going to switch up to the urban route this time and get some mileage in on this one. A little Titan engine as normal, just purring away underneath. As I've said on so many videos, it does what it says on the tin. So final time again, in on that front brake. These brakes have already been bedded in, but obviously we do make sure that we check the braking circuits absolutely perfectly on these ones. Make sure that everything is spot on for the customer. And obviously looking over the front, nice little L plate there. A lot of people tend to mount them on the front fork. Worst place to have an L plate, because when you depress your front forks, that L plate, if it's got rings or Jubilee clips holding it, is going to compress down on that L plate. So we always tend to mount either on the front mudguard or up the top, as you can see, just there. And obviously the other one below the number plate. So I'm just going to come off the roundabout here. Just check of the mirror, check of the shoulder, and back into lane 1. Position 1. As I say, we're going to pop the urban route now. So we're going to do a reverse ride of what I call Service Circuit 2. Now I have set circuits that I do. This one obviously takes in a few more roundabouts so I can scuff the tyres in just a little bit. Just get a bit of dirt on the edge of those tyres. And obviously show the handling of the bike. So we have done the braking test. I'm now going to do my stability test. Obviously novice riders, I would not get you to do this, but just one hand off in front of the camera to show that the stability of the bike. So I tend to just lift one hand off the bar, hold it nice and steady, but normally at all times I would say to you, keep both hands on the bars. You're in control of both brakes and the throttle. Never ever take your hand off the throttle to make gestures at cars or use your hand, because as soon as you take your hand off, obviously if you're coming into traffic, and you tend to do that, not only have you got no front brake because your hand's not there, you've also got no throttle response. So both hands on the bars at all times, please. Especially when we see a lot of it on videos where cars cut someone up and they're waving the right hand, because most people tend to be right-handed, waving the right hand at car drivers. Don't do that, guys. You are taking away control of your primary controls, which is throttle and front brake. So make sure you've got your primary controls and your secondary controls covered at all times. I tend to always ride, and it's just a force of habit from track days and obviously riding big bikes. I tend to ride with my index finger just covering the brake, everything else holding it, but just the index finger, as you can see looking down there, covering that front brake. So should I have an issue, I've got some primary or secondary control over one of the braking systems. We're going to be hooking a right at this roundabout. Quick shoulder check. And coming in to the roundabout. And this little Titan handling absolutely effectively. Now on this one, obviously when we had it out the crate, this one did have a cracked panel. That's been replaced this morning under warranty, and all the panels are now 100%. So only had a tiny little crack in it. Wasn't happy when I did first check on it, and obviously it was picked up on QC as well. Parts were ordered, and believe it or not, parts were in next day. So thank you very much Lexmoto and CMPO for getting them parts out to us under warranty. And that obviously brings me to my next subject, which is going to be warranties, care of your bike. Any issues that you do get on a bike are normally covered under warranty. That doesn't include, though, wearable items like fairings, brake cables, pads, bearings, etc, etc. Unless it's a major issue. That would have all been checked out on the PDI and the ride circuit, obviously, and then get replaced. Obviously, if the part goes on to back order, then it would be changed on first service. But 9 times out of 10 parts are in stock, and obviously if a part is on back order, we can't get hold of it, then we would contact the customer and say, look, we've got an issue, can't get this part. Did you want A, to roll the handover back, so delay the handover of picking up your bike? The bike runs, it rides fine, it's obviously cosmetic, so you can pick the bike up if you like, and we will change on first service. Or you can delay the handover and obviously wait for that panel to be, or part to come in, and then we will change it and you can come pick your bike up. Now, a lot of people, obviously, if it's a cosmetic item, they'll still pick the bike up and have it changed first service. If it's a major engine component, though, we have a backup option. We have what we call loan bikes. So they are used bikes that insured by us, taxed by us, serviced by us, and if a customer needs a bike and obviously his isn't ready, we put them onto a loan bike if there is one available. Now we've got a choice of twist and go, or you've got a choice of geared. So that just covers customer, free to use, and all we ask is that if they use the fuel, they put fuel back in it, and that is all that we ask. And obviously look after the thing, don't drop it, don't rag it, otherwise you are going to be liable for it. But that is what we do down at the guys at Eclipse. There we go, over the railway lines, that little Titan suspension soaking up what it needs to soak up. So this one a little bit more of an urban route, just to show you obviously day to day if you were travelling to work on different roads. So a little bit dual carriageway, a little bit of A roads now, and then we're going to head back into town later on, do a little bit of urban mileage on this one, but obviously this is just a ride test for the customer. So we're going to drop out here on the video. Obviously we never have an issue with any of these Titans. That'll go out to the customer in the next couple of days, and we will catch up with you on the next instalment of ride testing. Obviously I've got a lot of bikes coming through, I've got another ride out happening, and the big thing that really impresses me this week is we have been told they are relaxing the laws on social distancing and opening of certain venues, which means Super Sausage Cafe may be back up and running July the 4th, but watch this space. If it is, then obviously my Sunday ride out is back on, and we get to take a load of you Lexmoto riders, if you happen to be local to Milton Keynes, down to the Super Sausage for bacon roll and cup of tea or cup of coffee, and have a little bit of fun with the other bikers. Until then, though, as we said before, if you like it, hit the notifications, like, subscribe, smash the hell out of the bell for me. All the social media for the garage on my website, www.revbomb.co.uk. Garage is on the first page on the About Me page, right at the bottom, along with a list of my sponsors and my recommendations. And then all my social media is on the social media page. Click in on that and follow me all around, and then we will see you on the next ride video. Until then, be well, ride safe, and it's a goodbye from me.